quite possibly a little too excited for this video, and if you're new around here, it's because I am obsessed with charcuterie boards. I've made so many charcuterie boards, from a fall-inspired charcuterie board to kind of a fun take with using tamales to you name it. And I also have videos that show you how to do exactly the same thing. But today we're taking it on a little different path, and we are making a birthday dessert inspired charcuterie board. And yes, I know that technically this isn't a true charcuterie board, since charcuterie refers to the cured meat that is usually on our meat and our cheese boards. However, since this topic is so trendy, we're taking a little bit of creative liberty, and we're gonna call this our birthday dessert charcuterie board. If you're new around here, my name's Jessica, and on this channel, we're obsessed with food and we love talking about the how and the why behind recipes. So in today's video, I'm not only gonna show you how to make this board, but how you can use some creativity of your own and transform it for your personal needs. So stick around, and I cannot wait to show you how to make this for whoever you're honoring for your birthday guest. As you've probably seen from this board, it would be the perfect thing to make, especially for any milestone birthday. Whether that be a 21st birthday, 30th birthday, or even 50th birthday. It's super fun, especially if you're having a whole party or a whole get-together themed specifically around a milestone birthday. So let's jump in and let me show you exactly what I did to make this fun dessert board. First off, you're not even gonna need a wooden platter or a marble platter or anything that typically you see with charcuterie boards. Today we're actually going to be making our own board, and that's because we need it to be customized to whatever number you want to make for your birthday honoree. So what we need to do first is grab some cardboard. It helps if you have a large box, so that way you can get one number that's fairly big. My number was about 24 inches tall and about 12 inches wide, so keep that in mind when you're choosing the right box for this project. You can either freehand your number, or if you want it to look perfect, you can use a stencil, but what you need to do is draw your number on the box and then cut it out with either a craft knife or a box cutter. Obviously your cardboard box isn't sanitary, so what we're gonna do now is grab some parchment paper and almost wrap the box in the parchment paper. I found that it's helpful to use tape that you would use for like a box, or duct tape, but like painter's tape or regular tape didn't seem to actually work with the parchment paper. And also feel free to use your creativity on this. If you don't want to actually use numbers for the birthday board, you could always cut it out in a fun shape, a heart, or whatever kind of shape goes with your theme. But I think this is a really fun idea because it allows you to not have to have or to buy a wooden board like you see for most boards that we make. Now that we have our numbers situated and our board is ready to go, it's time to think about what we actually want to put on this dessert platter. The fun thing about this recipe in particular is you can make it all homemade if that's more your style, or if you're in a time crunch or don't really love baking as much, you can definitely buy everything from the store. So it's kind of a win-win in terms of how you want to customize it personally. Because I can never do anything the easy way, I decided to make all of my things at home, so I will leave the recipes that I used for each of those in my blog post. But to give you an example of what I'm putting on my board, I'm using chocolate covered pretzels, chocolate covered strawberries, little mini cupcakes, homemade marshmallows, macarons, which I just made a video for and they're super fun to make, and my tie-dye macarons would be so fun for this board, as well as cookie dough bites, and just to add a little bit of freshness, some raspberries. I should also mention that this is a great option, especially if you have somebody in your life who doesn't want cake for their birthday. I know that sounds crazy, but you never know, so this is a great option because you can fill it up with things that don't have anything to do with cake. You could also add candy or really lots of fruits, whatever they would like and enjoy So now that you have all of your items, what I like to do is kind of mise en place, have everything next to you within an arm's reach, so that way when you go to build the board, you can kind of just grab everything that you need and it's all within an arm's reach. At this point, definitely feel free to use your creativity. You can put anything wherever you want. However, if you need a little bit of help, here are my favorite ways to plate my charcuterie boards. First up, use all of the large items as an anchor point, and I like to put these down first. Next, make sure that you have varying colors next to each other. Contrasting colors really make the board pop, so keep that in mind as you're plating. In a similar sense, also make sure to vary up the textures and the items that are next to each other. I also like adding a little bit of height to my boards, either stacking things on top of each other, or if you want to add in some small little bowls, I'll link those below, to just kind of change up the visual landscape a little bit. And then finally, once you've placed all of the main items, you can place some dainty items for a finishing touch. I added a few fresh flowers as well as some extra sprinkles just to give the board a nice little touch at the end. And then you're gonna end up with a full board that people are ready to eat and they're gonna be really excited about. The fun thing about making these boards is that not only do they allow different foods so that way people can kind of choose what they like to eat, but it also kind of adds like a wow factor. And people get really excited to see this really cool presentation that you've put together. Now, like I mentioned, I love customizing things and I think it just adds some creativity and adds some fun. So I want to give you guys a couple of options if you want to like personalize your board to whatever you know your birthday guest is going to love. So here are a couple fun options that I found. So say if you want to make your board maybe a little bit more focused for adults, if you're having like a 21st birthday or a 30th, you could do kind of a boozy theme. So you could make boozy desserts. I have a really good recipe for red wine chocolate brownies. And you could also add little mini shooters around the board. I think that would be a super fun idea. In my family, we have a lot of people that have birthdays kind of all in one month. So if you were to be celebrating multiple people's birthdays together, you could make little almost individual boards. Just make your numbers smaller. And you could kind of make a board that's customized for each birthday guest with what they specifically like. Speaking of what items to add on the board, you're not limited to just desserts. Sure, this is a dessert board, but you could also do candy, or if you wanted to keep it on a little bit of a healthier side, you could do fruit and fruit dip, and that would still be so fun and it would still look really pretty. Of course, if you're making this for a party and you have certain themes or certain colors for your party, feel free to make your board match that. It would be super cool to have like an ombre effect. If you had a party that had like pinks, you could do pink ombre effect. That would look really cool. Or if you're making this for a kid's birthday, feel free to make it a little more whimsical and playful. If they're having a theme party that has a certain character, you could always print out that character and mount them with a toothpick or a popsicle stick and kind of stick those in the different dessert items on the board to make it a little bit more kid-friendly. And as always, if you know somebody who hates desserts, which they're crazy, but that's fine, you could always try making a savory board. Do french fries or tacos. Really, the possibilities are endless, so just have fun with this and play around. And of course, I wanted to also throw in an option in case you wanted to make this for your friend, but maybe don't live near them and need to mail this or leave it on their doorstep, especially during the crazy times that we're having now when we're not all gathering together. This could be a great option. All you need is a cardboard box. Usually it's like a cake box. I'll link some in the description below. And you can just fill it with all the fun treats and kind of wrap it in some tissue paper to make the presentation really nice. And then write a cute message on the top of the box and you can deliver it to them, and it's a very fun way to say happy birthday with all of the person's favorite treats. I hope that you guys are as obsessed with this board as I am. If you like charcuterie boards, definitely make sure to subscribe because I have so many boards that I've already done and you know that I have more ideas for the future. So make sure to check out my playlist with all the different boards, and I can't wait to see your birthday dessert board. So please make sure to tag me or shoot me a picture if you decide that you're gonna make one for your family or your friends. As always, if you have any fun or creative ideas that would work for this recipe, please throw them in the comments below. I love learning from other people, and it's fun to build a community of people who are excited about food and who have a passion for making food for their family and friends. So don't hesitate to drop a comment in the link below and I will respond to you. Alright, I will see you in the next video.